I the only one kind of feeling weird about how this whole turn of Goldenkamuy has begun? Um, Not only has it kind of taken a turn for the weird, but at the same time, it doesn't feel too out of the norm for some reason. And what I mean by that is a lot of people have watched this series from start to finish, and to be honest, this is not far-fetched from what we are not, like used to seeing in this show. We've seen people think that because their brother died a certain way, that it was hot and that they wanted to die the same way. It like inspired them to die in the same way. So with this show really jumping into its own weird scenarios that it has for itself, I always thought of it as something that was just, oh, this is just anime. This is how anime get down. But to be honest and to be fair, this feels very, very separate from anything I'm used to watching. Just from seeing the guy who has literally the biggest crush on some dude who, like actually saw the good that could come from, like him liking to salvage with skin and stuff like that, to um, him literally telling his, utmost feelings to people, but then never really getting to tell the person that he actually likes, all the how he felt and whatnot. So it somehow turned into like this weird. It was like cool that they did what they did in the sense of they went all out, like they went all out with his character. Like the actor did amazing. Like I believed the whole time that this dude was just literally crazy in love with this guy that, actually praised him for, what he does and whatnot. So it it's a it's a very interesting thing to start thinking of, like overall, like what the heck is even going on in this show and where is it even going? But at the same time, I think everybody who watches Golden Kamuy kind of has the understanding, oh, that is sick. The understanding of just like, how are they all still alive? What the heck? Sorry, I'm playing this live and I usually don't comment on what's going on, but he ripped out their souls and cut all, like, crushed them, and then they're like, nah, bro, we're good, we're good. It was just our dark entities. Uh, but yeah, with having the immortal back in the show, it feels definitely uh right in the sense of him going through this crazy explosion that I never expected to be in this show, as big as it was again, blowing up stuff in the confined space of a freaking mine. That's ridiculous. And then they did a really good job of being realistic with how the gas and how different things like that are set up down low, and you can't, it just wouldn't, like you can't change that aspect of back in that time when you didn't know about it in the first place, and including when people who are higher up have the say. um, you can't just go against, whatever they're telling. Like if they said do something, you're gonna do it. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. But interesting enough, we definitely are going to see probably a lot more of these types of, situations going down, because regardless of what this show continues to show us, we're always put in a situation where we're like, man, that what he's doing is messed up, or man, like I would never do that. And then all of these people are like, given the option to do these things, and they do it like without even thinking half the time. So it's a really dark uh, aspect of where they go with this show, and just who they're not afraid to, show the dark sides of and whatnot. I think that's always been another interesting part of why I get behind the concept and the thought process of what people are actually giving us in Goldenkamuy is pretty, out of the norm for what type of genre it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a war arc, back in the Edo period or something along those lines. And here we are getting this show that's got like ridiculously weird um, people in it that completely are shaping the whole entire story differently than you could ever picture that place to be. So, uh, I think they're doing an amazing job. I think that's another reason why I'm so interested in the sense of where can all of this go, and if it does go somewhere, how does it then change what the Immortals trying to do, the end game with the guy who's actually in jail? How can you break someone out who is pretty much like supposed to be serving life or something like that? How are you just all of a sudden going to uh, take them out of that type of predicament? And then on top of that, where are the actual stories, to see where all of this fell apart? And I think that's where that man in jail actually comes in play. I think we're going to see a very visual. I think we're going to see a really good visual of what transpired that night through his perspective, which should answer a lot of questions of who these people were that jumped them, if those any of those people survived, and can we just talk about all of these like weird type of Avenger team ups right now? Like they got everybody who does the most craziest stuff, in the sense of we got an old man samurai who pretty much probably never lost a samurai battle in the sense of his training and because he just has so much pride in his swordsmanship that it feels like if he lost to anybody, it would be hard to for him to like wield a sword the same way that he does, or something along those lines. He just seems very prideful of it, is all. And another guy who can escape pretty much out of anything, a guy with a weird block on the middle of his forehead that's seemingly just super, super, super strong for some reason. Um, and then what? We got at least 3 to 4 more characters that seemingly can give a run for the Immortals' money at any time, besides the points of when they like actually fought and he had backup. I think the best main character so far, in my opinion, is the girl, the girl with the blue eyes. I think they just did like an amazing job on her character overall. And I think they know that to the degree of they don't want people getting the wrong idea of her being in like so much danger. But then at the same time, we find out that boom, as soon as the immortal guy is leaving, that is the exact danger that they were feared of. This guy who could know the person that's in jail this whole time and supposedly a fake one of the clan members is probably loving this opportunity to be alone with the one person that, might have had uh, love for the person that's, in his clan, which I think they're supposedly both fakes, but maybe he's not both supposed Russian, so not really sure if that's where they're going with that. Holy crap, what is this? Um, but overall, I can't wait to see if that is ever, let out, which it should be, hopefully. Just where everybody stands and where the story's going in the sense of why did these things happen to certain people if if the immortal gets tangled up with all these other people right now, he is definitely at a huge disadvantage like already. But this was the thing of like the Avengers team up pretty much is since they all have like these amazing feats and stuff like that, and one like they all bring something to the table. I guess Avengers bad comparison. More like Ocean's 11, like the ultimate stealing team. Like just a team of people who can get whatever job needed done. And I think that's why it worries me when the girl is tagging along and through all this, wanting to see her dad, wanting to get the information from him, but at the same time, everybody now that's trying to get their hands in the pie are really just there for the gold. And if anything, um, if they get that gold, it's going to be a bloodbath, just like the one that happened when her father had it or was taking over at that time. So I think that's what this is like a foreshadowing for, is everything that happened for the gold to be how it is probably going to happen or two times over, where all of these people are pretty much laying their lives on the line simply to have a moment of this, gold, and to be able to live their lives like this guy said, pretty much to get the skins off of the immortal. We'll give you enough gold to live your life and whatnot, but as soon as we do, you know, just go be peaceful. Just get a wife, get a nice house, and just get out of here. And then he's like, or is that too hard for you? And just to find out that his now new goal is to, make her, get her to visit with her father and all of this other stuff, it instantly reminds me that if that's the case, he might keep getting stuck into more and more situations that, call for his quote unquote help at that point. Um, because if anything happens to the girl, there's gonna be hell to pay. Like a lot of things are gonna go sideways. But not only that, if the immortal has to go against everybody, I really don't see him having that hard of a problem doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see him being like, oh no, I have to go against all these people that I truly, truly love and everything. Like, no. He's just gonna go in and he's just gonna handle business. So with that, everybody, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys are feeling about this, or just drop a like and make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I'll be dropping as much content as possible for your entertainment. Yes, your entertainment. I Today was a pretty slow day, so I apologize for this late review on Goldenkamuy. So many shows did come out, so to even think that I had a show that I missed was actually mind-boggling. So thank you guys for the support. I can't wait to see what we get to watch soon, because my God, has this year been great for anime. So let's just pray for more greatness, okay? Okay. All right, everybody. Peace.